All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the first stream. We'll be streaming some Marvel Super Wars, and this time we have Tokyo's team, Team Survivors, versus five community members who are really good players as well. So it will be interesting to see how this match goes. And I'm Tirth Mehta. You might know me as Kya Knight from in game, and joining me is
Samir Chengappa. We'll both be discussing and casting the game for you.
Indeed, and we'll get right into the action here. So we see the pick and ban phase has already begun, and the first ban from Tokyo's team, Team Survivors, is the Star-Lord. And the opposite team has banned Captain Marvel, it seems like. So what do you think about these bans? What do you think the heroes should look like here, the lineups?
So as you can see, the strong first picks as of now. We have Star-Lord ban, which was a pretty obvious ban, as well as Yondu. So I think they're really trying to limit the marksman the red team can use. On the red team side, you can see that they banned Ant-Man and Captain Marvel. So they have their own strategies in play right now. As you can see, we have Vision being picked as first pick, and maybe you can explain the red team strategy as they're picking the heroes right now.
Alright, the Ant-Man ban here makes total sense because these are just like respect bans, like banning the Captain Marvel, and then the Ant-Man is just paying respect to Tokyo, who is an exceptional Captain Marvel player, and EPCYT, who is amazing at that Ant-Man. So those two bans does make sense, and we see that the red team has picked up Doctor Strange and Namor. Now, picking up Namor is just really strong. I think he's one of the strongest tanks in the current meta. And countering that, we see that the opposite side has picked up the Thing as their probably that choice of tank.
Yeah, the Thing definitely seems to be an excellent counter against the red team's tank pink. In fact, the Thing is quite a useful tank per se, especially when you combo him with Jubilee and Vision. I think they're going to do really well here. But the red team side is still a little confusing to me. Could you explain their picks?
Right, so we see the Captain America pick, which I believe should go in the top lane now, as we also have the Scorpion on that Black Panther going into the jungle with the Leech ability here, and Tokyo going with the Proxima, Midnight Proxima, and Heimdall coming out here from the blue team here. I'm assuming the Heimdall will be going top while the Thing can go bot, but again, they have their options available, like they can interchange the tank and the fighter role as they want. And here I think the red side just needs some marksmen to fill out their lineup. I'm expecting a Hawkeye pick, and as we see, it is being hovered, and indeed it does get picked. We do see here Dispel on that Doctor Strange here. What do you think about that? Like, why does they need that Dispel ability or tactic?
Right, so I'm pretty sure Dispel has to do with the amount of stuns and slows in the enemy's team for sure. On top of that, you should think about it. Doctor Strange gives their entire team a lot of mobility. I'm pretty sure that's to counter Jubilee's movements as well as Vision. And as you can see, the match is underway. We're going to be starting off with just a little bit. I'm really... honestly, who do you think has the advantage during this fight right now?
So I'm a huge fan of that Namor pick, and I'm a Namor fan as well. I main that, I would say. So I'm really looking forward to seeing some amazing play from Annabelle on that Namor. But the blue team's lineup is strong as well. Like, they have two very durable heroes in Heimdall and the Thing. So it's gonna be difficult for Namor to keep them pinned down till the time that these marksmen and the Black Panther are able to burst them down. But again, if they manage to connect Namor's ultimate with Doctor Strange's ultimate, it's gonna be a disaster for them.
Sure. Yeah, for sure. I think the blue team going double tank is a pretty fun tactic, if not something that I understand right off the bat. I'm sure this gives them a lot of flexibility, especially during the early game. As you can see, the Hawkeye and Doctor Strange will definitely have to farm, while these guys are going into the jungle with impunity right now. As we talk, bottom lane is being attacked by the blue team, defended on by Hawkeye. And could you help me out with what's happening in the top lane as well?
Right, so top lane is gonna be pretty slow, I would say. Like Captain America and Heimdall both are just gonna be farming, basically just trying to take creep waves off of each other. And I don't think there is gonna be as much action on the top lane. But as we see here, Doctor Strange is being dived up here. Fortunately for the red team, they do have backup available, so Jubilee won't be able to dive as deep as she would have wanted. Another interesting thing to note here is that Hawkeye does have the teleport skill here. He has managed to go for that teleport and the blink, so he does have a lot of ability to just move in and out of the battle as they wish. And here on the mid lane, again, I think it's gonna be just a trade of minion waves here.
Sure, yeah. I think that Hawkeye pick on the abilities is especially because he's very squishy early game. But right now you can see him and his teammates trying to take out the thing. Right, so back to the Hawkeye picks. I'm really sure that it's to enable his early game mobility for sure. And as you can see, like they're pretty weak early game as far as you can see with the red team composition. So I'm sure they're trying to compensate for that as they move on to the mid and late game.
And we see a fight breaking down here, the thing going in, and he is pretty low here, does pop out that ultimate before he dies, and that's a quick 2-kill lead for the blue team, and dies down the tower here. But because of that, the thing does lose their life, and Jubilee trying to finish off that Hawkeye, but Hawkeye does manage to survive with the silver of health. So decent trade for the blue team. They do take that early game lead, they do take the first blood as well, so overall a good fight for the blue team.
Right, so you can definitely see that even though the early game was supposed to not go well in red team's favor, they are still trying to hold on for sure. But as you could tell by the first fight, that they're at a severe disadvantage as of now. That double tank composition really coming in for both of them. Now the action has moved forward in the top lane, and we can see Captain America facing off against Heimdall, while both Proxima Midnight and Black Panther are farming for the respective teams. Now as we move bottom, you can see the tank engaging again onto red team, and we nearly lose the red team's tank. In fact, we have lost her with a quick shot from Jubilee. Now we see Hawkeye trying desperately to defend the bottom tower as the blue team pushes in.
Indeed, Namor also did commit the blink as well, so he's gonna not have that ability to maneuver around the field and make those plays. If they want to initiate with the Namor ult, I think that's their basically the only initiation. Maybe the Captain America can take the initiation charge during this off time, but it's gonna be difficult for the red team to engage properly into the blue team here. And as we see, Jubilee is doing extremely well here, being part of all the 3 kills that have happened. Is definitely in a solid, as we can see, level advantage here. Like Doctor Strange is just about to hit level 7, while Jubilee here is already at 7.5 level. So a decent early game lead for the blue team here.
Definitely. If you've been keeping track, red team had a slight advantage in gold, but blue team seems to have caught up and in fact exceeded that. Right now they're trying to take out the jungle camps as both teams position around the middle of the map. It seems that red team is victorious and blue team takes a retreat, while top and mid are still not contested.
Indeed, the Black Panther contestation there was decent by the blue and the red team, but blue team does manage to take the buff. And on the top lane, as we see, there is still just no action. Both the Heimdall and Captain America just farming off the creeps. They haven't even like rotated to the mid lane, which is quite interesting because usually you want to rotate around that, and now we see the Captain America moving towards that mid lane. While it seems like a fight has broken down in the bottom lane, Doctor Strange being initiated upon by the Thing and just diving the tower here, he will pay his price, and that's the second time the Thing has dove the tower here. So the red team does manage to get a couple of kills there from that overly aggressive play from the blue side.
Yes, definitely most Thing players are aggressive tower divers, but I think he's forgotten that we're still in the early to mid game as of now. You can see Black Panther isolating Jubilee, but Jubilee blinks away and manages to survive. Right now the red team is playing incredibly aggressively while committing only Captain America to the top, and the rest of the team right now is on the bot lane. All 4 players are against 2 of the blue, who are trying very hard to defend right now.
Indeed, and they are defending pretty well. Like Jubilee does have that ability to just stay out of range of everything and just clear off the minion waves or harass the enemies, so they're able to defend the bottom tower pretty well. While we see on the top lane, Black Panther is in the jungle just hitting those creeps, trying to get that yellow buff, so that's gonna be extremely helpful for the team when the fight eventually breaks down. And Surtur is going to be spawning in 20 seconds, but I don't think any team is in a strong enough lead that they are able to take down the Surtur as soon as it spawns.
For sure, we seem to have a bit of action happening in the top lane as they try to go and gank the tank, but Heimdall manages, well, he almost managed to reach his star. As you can see, red team is being incredibly aggressive. They have no fear diving towers as of now. Proxima Midnight just barely holds the top. As you can see, Captain America diving in again as Jubilee comes to help out her teammate. Jubilee flanking in from the right and gets immediately dove on upon by Captain America, who makes a quick retreat. As you can see, bottom lane also has some action going on right now. But we have a KO from Jubilee with Captain America on the top, but heavy action going on in the bottom lane right now with both Doctor Strange and his two teammates against the Thing right now.
Indeed, we see that both teams are pretty aggressive overall on the whole map. We see 9 kills have already been taken within like 7 minutes of the game time, so that just indicates that both teams are willing to take the fight here. And it's gonna be interesting who's gonna come down. And again, a fight has broken down. We see Proxima Midnight just trying his best to burst down Hawkeye, but not unable to do so because of the ultimate from that Doctor Strange. And we see the Thing has also dived deep here and is kind of isolated here from his teammates, so but does able to retreat towards the tower here. And the red team will be able to steal that jungle cap from the blue team here, which is a nice advantage. Early game we saw that blue team was leading, and now the red team has taken the lead, even if it's by the slightest. I think the red team will be happy to see that, because they do have pretty good scaling heroes.
For sure, the red team is definitely making those aggressive plays, but if you look at the map for 1 second, you can see that the blue team has pushed quite hard, doing heavy damage to all 3 of the first towers. For sure, red team is definitely hitting hard, but they're both even in kills almost, and also even in gold.
Indeed, and we see a fight breaking out on the top lane, and the Heimdall will just fall down here again. Surviving a gang from 3 members is extremely tough, and we see that they are going directly towards the Surtur. I think the blue team knows about it. The Thing is moving towards that, but I don't think he'll be able to secure it. And a decent leech from the Black Panther here secures that Surtur. So red team is definitely in a decisive advantage right now. And we see being initiated upon the Jubilee, but Jubilee again has a ton of abilities to just move around the battlefield, so it's gonna be tough to pin down Jubilee, especially if she has that blink up.
Yes, both teams employing interesting tactics right now, where the red team chooses to group up and do some hard damage, while the blue team is a little more spread out. Of course, the blue team definitely has to now start moving top to defend against that Surtur push. Captain America goes in straight against Jubilee, takes out half of her health, seems to be in a bad position, but her team comes in and they almost get in fact, they do get the counter kill. That's amazing defense by the blue team, but the red team is still pushing incredibly hard right now. They're making a hard flank from the right and almost take down blue team's damage dealer, but they go back into the fight. Blue team has lost their tank, and I think they're doing very badly with the push right now. Yes, in fact, red has broken through blue's defense, and they're going to get that top tower for sure. On the other hand, mid has been de-pushed, and now they're going to start defense again.
Indeed, in that fight, Captain America did die early, but that resulted in the blue team committing all their resources to get that kill, and then the counter initiation from the red team with the Surtur just managed to destroy the blue team, and they managed to take 3 whole KOs in that fight. So overall, a really solid fight from the red team, and the Surtur is still pushing top, where we see Proxima Midnight finally able to defeat that Surtur. So now that push potential is limited, but we see mid lane tower is almost gone, and a good initiation from the Thing here. Captain America is trying his best to just take on this initiation, and there it is, the ultimate going down. And we see that the red team is on the retreat now, because they have lost their 2 heroes, so it is a wise move to retreat from this point. They're still trying to hang around, and Captain America is still gonna die, it seems like, but again the blue team are low, and maybe that's what gave them that greedy approach. And we see that Namor has to blink away, and I think they should definitely just retreat now.
For sure, I think red team has forgotten that we have moved on from the early game, and the disadvantage of having 2 tanks is not as severe anymore. And as you can see, blue team is coming back with counter kills. In fact, Proxima Midnight taking out Doctor Strange within tower range. And now she's moving in and draining their camps of their gold.
Indeed, that was a really solid ace from the blue team, and we see Captain Midnight Proxima directly just going towards pushing the tower and then taking the red buff here. It's gonna be really good, the kill, and there it is. We see that Proxima Midnight is going again in the fight but decides to retreat again. I think it's just better to retreat here, like oh, maybe not, and they do manage to burst down the Hawkeye. But I think they'll lose both their heroes, the Proxima Midnight and the Thing, but the Thing does manage to survive for now. Again, a really tanky hero. It's gonna be tough to bring down both of these heroes. They have extremely strong survivability options, so we see the chase is still going on, and the Thing is still alive. He's just getting shield off of his second skill, and you see there just refuses to die, and the fight comes down to the tower of the red team. So Lazy Boy on that Captain America manages to survive with slight bit of health. Yeah, he should really just back off from here. Jubilee here still trying to escape, but it seems like, yeah, she does manage to escape here. So an overall good fight. Now we have an equal score, 13-13, with a slight lead for the blue team.
For sure. I think after that initial aggressive early play from the red team, they're being a little more cautious, as shown here, as Jubilee tries to take down Doctor Strange, but she's stopped by their tank and she's taken down by Captain America. So as you can see, the red team, while they might have had an initial early good game, they're now down slightly in both gold and kills. Yet we can't tell what's going to happen, as so far it could be anyone's game.
Indeed, as we see, Hawkeye just completed his 4th item, so that is gonna give the red team a really good power spike here. I'm assuming as the Black Panther respawn, they'll look to take it down and then take the fight, but we see that the blue team is centered around the Surtur here, so they're looking to take the bigger objective. A good initiation from Heimdall here, and we see that Namor ult has come down and the Doctor Strange ult on top of that. So the blue team heroes are isolated. Proxima Midnight trying to duke it out with the Captain America, but again the red team does manage to win that fight. So overall a 3-4-0 trade here from the red team, and this will allow them to take whatever objective they desire. What do you think they should do? Should they take the Surtur here or just push for the tower?
I think red team has the map and they can do whatever they want right now. Definitely in that last fight, the main disadvantage was that the blue team was split while the red was as 5. As you can see, the 2 live players of the blue team were definitely not there for the fight, and they're the only ones desperately left defending right now. One good boon definitely is that they have Surtur on their side, and this will definitely help them from neutralizing any advantage that the red team might try to capitalize on right now.
Indeed, and Surtur push here is not coming out. The red team should be able to just defeat this Surtur quite easily. There is no pressure running behind that Surtur by the blue team, so which does allow the red team to take down the Surtur quite easily without taking any damage on the turrets, which is a really good win for the red team. So we see that they went 3-0 in that last team fight and they took down the Surtur. So I think the red team is definitely in a solid position from here on out, and we see another fight has broken down here. Captain Doctor Strange's ult is destroying everyone inside that Namor's ult, and we see that Heimdall is trying his best to do everything he can. Again, there's just not enough damage coming out behind that Heimdall, so the red team is able to focus down on the damage dealing heroes first. So there is definitely something lacking in that regard. Like maybe they should be looking to position better. What do you think?
For sure, with the mobility that the red team is offered right now, blue team has to be extra careful with their positioning. Time and time again, they've been caught out of position and they've paid heavily for it. As you can see, red team is now taking down the last line of towers and they're making their way to the core. I am unsure whether the blue team will be able to defend or if the game's going to end right here. In fact, I think that the game's definitely going to end right here. GG's, guys.
Indeed, with no heroes to defend, their red team getting an ace and just pushing the tower, going for that just win, securing that win, going for the objectives. Really good plays from the red team and the blue team. It was an extremely close match that came down to a couple of fights going, and I think anyone could have won that game, either way. And we see the MVP here, Jubilee from the losing side, and the Scorpion on that Black Panther on the winning side. Again, decent performance, good performance from all the players here, but the red team does manage to win that fight. So that was our show match. Hope you all guys enjoyed. This and more will be coming up to you guys just tomorrow. Actually, we'll be having the Community Cup number 4. Really excited about that, and the top 4 teams from that are actually in for a good surprise, so I'm really excited what they're gonna do about it, and I'm really looking forward to see you all tomorrow, and we hope that you all will enjoy the Community Cup and what we have upcoming.
Thank you guys. We'll see you later. That's it from our side.
Yep, thank you. Bye bye.